can we actually prove this? The angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. Why? Why not something else? So if you were to be curious enough to ask that question, then let's see what we can do. It's a very beautiful thing. Let's start with a story. Let's say there's a pole here, and there's another pole here, a taller one. And let's say there's a crow sitting on this one. And there's a mouse running between these two poles continuously, right? And the crow's nest is on the other pole. Now what does the crow want to do? It wants to take this mouse and carry it to its nest. And the crow flies in straight lines. So you might be beginning to guess what we're getting to with this. And the crow wants to do it as quickly as possible. Let us say. So we have a very simple situation here. So then the question is, where must the crow catch the mouse? Should it catch it when it's right close to that pole? Very close to this pole? When it's right in the middle? Where exactly? How do we answer such a question? Think about it. Now, if you were to imagine the second pole and reflect that second pole on that road such that it comes down, you might be wondering why we're doing this, but you'll watch it in a couple of seconds, then look at what happens. What is the shortest part between that pole and this end of the pole now? It's a straight line that connects them. That's very clear because between any 2 points, the shortest distance is a straight line. Now, why did we do this? Because these two triangles now are similar, which means that if that is the shortest path between these 2 points, then the exact reflection back must be the shortest path between these 2 poles, which is what we're trying to find. Because in this case, the shortest path is the quickest path as well. So where will it intersect? Where will the crow catch the mouse? The part where that line intersects the road, like you can see. Now, what if these 2 poles are of equal height? What happens? Watch what happens if these 2 poles are of equal height. You reflect it and draw a line. Where does it pass? Right through the center of that road. You reflect it back. Now what do you see? These 2 triangles are congruent. You already know what congruent triangles are, which means that these 2 angles are going to be equal and those 2 angles are also going to be equal. And what have we just proved? That the shortest path between this point and that point touching the mirror is going to be the point such that it hits the center of that mirror, right? Why am I talking about mirror all of a sudden? Because right now our story was a crow taking a mouse and carrying it to the other pole, right? Now when we do that, we've realized that if the crow was light, then what does this become? Light also wants to take the quickest path. So light will go through the center and reach the other side if this was a mirror. Of course, the shortest path to take in general would be the straight line connecting them, but we're talking about the ray of light that gets reflected. So the question is, the ray that has to touch the mirror and still go there, and then which will be the quickest path. And what is it? We just proved it's the center point. And by proving that, what have we proved? The angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection. And we have not told it as a law, but we've told that, does light want the angle of incidence to be equal to the angle of reflection? Not really. All that light is trying to do is to make it so that it takes the quickest path. And it so happens that that quickest path is such that the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So if you notice something, till now, we've proved already that rectilinear propagation of light, or that light travels in straight lines, can be proved using just one assumption: light's in a hurry. And angle of incidence equals angle of reflection can also be proved using